Happy November. Let's smoke a pork belly. All right, so here I have a pork belly that my roommate picked up from Aldi, and it's a portion of a pork belly, obviously not a full pork belly, but let's get this opened and we can get it quickly trimmed up, seasoned, and on the grill. So here's the pork belly out of the package, and it looks great. There's a nice balance of fat and meat in there, which is going to be great for smoking whole. But this is a little bit shaggy, as you can see. There's this loose end flying up here, and we're going to round off the corners. So let's just go ahead and trim this up quickly. We're not taking too much off here, just enough to make sure nothing burns up. All right, that's good. Let's get this aside and let's make our rub. So the rub we're making for this pork belly is just going to be simple salt, pepper, and garlic combination. 2 parts pepper, 1 part salt, and 1 part garlic. Just get a measuring cup of any kind and just measure out 2 portions of pepper and 1 each of Diamond Crystal kosher salt and garlic powder or granulated garlic, whichever you have on hand. Get this mixed up, and I'm using an old shaker bottle. Actually, it's really handy to keep some of them around just for making your own rubs, like salt, pepper, garlic, which you don't really need to be buying, but this just allows for easier application too once you get to seasoning. And Diamond Crystal kosher salt is definitely the preferred to Morton's for sure. It's a different type of salt altogether. It's much better in barbecue than Morton's. So that's definitely my recommendation if you're going to choose. Let's get this mixed together. And there you go, just a simple SPG rub, nothing to it. Salt, pepper, garlic, 2 parts pepper, 1 part salt, and 1 part garlic. So let's go ahead and get our pork over here and then we'll get it seasoned. And we're just sort of going to do a hotel pan kind of seasoning method where we're just going to coat this all the way around in our rub. Make sure everything is well coated. And we can't forget our sides. And with something as fatty as a pork belly, you can really season it very heavily. A lot of it's there's so much fat in here that some of it's gonna rub off and melt off on the smoker, and you know, you really can just pack it in. We're trying to get a lot of flavor in here. Fat's a really overpowering flavor, so any rub that we can get to stick on and stay through the remainder of the cook is always important. So we'll let this sit for a little bit while we get the grill started. All right, let's get the grill lit. So we're gonna run an indirect fire today using a slow and sear on our Weber kettle. So I've got a little bit of leftover coals in there, but we're gonna go ahead and put some more in. And today we're gonna be using B&B lump oak charcoal, which works really well. And got our handy dandy electric lighter. Gotta plug it in first. Okay, now that it's plugged in, we can go ahead and light the grill. And what I love about this little electric lighter, as I've said several times in this channel, it lights everything so quickly. Don't have to worry about it taking time. Don't have to start a chimney or anything. All right, so the coals are lit. We're gonna get the grill back into its corner. We're gonna load up the water pan and we're gonna get the meat on. I'll be right back with you in just a second. All right, everything's in position. We're gonna get our pork belly fat side up there on the grill grates. And we're gonna fill up our water pan just to make sure we have enough moisture in the cook chamber so we get really nice smoke adhesion on the meat. And we're gonna go on today with some nice oak chunks. Oak's gonna impart a really nice, gentle flavor into our meat. Again, I didn't wait for the coals to come up to temperature. I think you get a really nice smoky flavor if you just go ahead and throw the meat right on. So let's go ahead and get smoking. Get our vents set here, about 50% there in the bottom and set to the first notch on the bottom of our kettle. So we'll see you in a few hours. All right, we're about 2.5, 3 hours into this pork belly brisket cook, and this thing is looking absolutely spectacular. We've been running about 250, 275 for the entire cook so far, and you can just see that gorgeous mahogany color starting to build up on this pork belly. We're not really going to do much with it at this point. We're just going to load up on some more coals, put another piece of wood on there, and let this go for a few more hours, and then we'll start probing it around the 5-hour mark. Again, we're aiming for about a 200, 203 mark, just when it's probe tender, and then this is good to go. So we heard from a lot of friends, family, and fans of ours that they really wanted to see us in front of the camera more often, and that while our videos that we did time lapses of and just did the voiceovers of were great, they really wanted to see us, that we were the content that they were looking for just as much as that stuff on the grill there. So you're going to see a lot more Will and I in front of the camera. We're going to take a more forward role in making this barbecue content. We're here to have fun. We're here to make content that we think is important for our fans and for friends and just for the barbecue world in general. And so we appreciate any and all feedback that you all have about this. And we also ask that you be patient with us as we begin this next new phase of our content creation. We're not the most comfortable people in front of cameras. We stumble over our words. We'll make mistakes. We'll say dumb things. That'll get better over time, of course. But in this early phase, it's going to be a little bit awkward. We're going to be nervous. But we're just going to put ourselves out there and hopefully make great content for you guys. So enjoy the rest of this cook, and thanks for sticking with us through this interesting change, but hopefully one that will make this channel that much richer. All right, after about 6 hours, this pork belly is done. As you can see, we've got a nice, gorgeous bark on there. It looks exactly like a brisket. It smells phenomenal. It's super tender. So let's go ahead and slice into this. That is just outstanding. Perfectly juicy, nice, beautiful fat render. This is going to be absolutely delicious. A couple slices from the other side. The fat is just running everywhere. It is so delicious, so succulent. All right. Well, good luck with this cook. If you give it a try, let us know in the comments, and go cook something. See you later.